Welcome everybody to our Year 7 2021 Virtual Information Evening. It's my pleasure to introduce members of our leadership team. I've got Kerry McDiarmid is our Deputy Principal, Chris Moudis is our Director of Learning and Teaching, Mark McCoy is also present, who's our Director of Religious Education, as is Courtney McNally, who's our Administration Coordinator. It also gives me great pleasure to introduce to you Grace Baker, who is our College Captain, our newly appointed College Captain for 2020-2021. So without further ado, I'm going to hand over to Kerry to do acknowledgement of country. So thank you.
I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land, the Gadigal people, and call on the spirit ancestors to walk with us today as we share and learn together. Please join Grace and ourselves in prayer.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. We offer to you, loving God, the gifts and needs of our youth. Bless them with your guiding grace as they face the challenges and opportunities in their lives. Touch their hearts with the gentleness of your love, that they may know they are valued and valuable beings. Send your spirit of hope to their lives, that they may believe in themselves and know that they are needed in this world. Grace them with the gift of joy, that they may celebrate life through laughter and tears alike. Guide us as we continue to grow in appreciation of the many gifts of young people, in the opportunities we offer to them, in the journey of faith we walk with them, in our mission shared as a community called to discipleship in the world. St. Clare and St. Francis,
Pray for us.
In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
So we're now going to be playing a presentation that provides you with an outline of some important information that you'll need to know before your daughters begin their high school journey here with us at St. Clare's College. Throughout that presentation, there is opportunity, and we really encourage you to be using the chat opportunity so that you can be asking any questions that you may have that emerge for you as the presentation unfolds. There will also be an opportunity for you to revisit that presentation at the end so that you can re-clarify anything that you may have missed. So we will be back at the end of that presentation to answer any of those questions for you. If you have a question from a student perspective also, Grace is here to answer those also. So thank you, and we'll see you at the end of the presentation.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great pleasure that the college staff and I extend a very warm welcome to each and every one of you to our St. Clare's College community. In particular, I warmly welcome your daughters Year 7 2021. Thank you for taking the time to attend our virtual information evening. We feel honoured that you are entrusting your daughters into our care. I want to assure you that we have your daughters' spiritual, academic and well-being as a priority. We hope you and your family will automatically feel part of our Franciscan community. Tonight, I will very briefly touch on each of the following: what parents can expect of us, transition into high school, pastoral care, and a few points on parenting. What can parents expect of us? I'm certain that you will have many expectations, and I would like to take this opportunity to share with you the things that you can anticipate of us as a college. As you know, St. Clare's was founded in 1884 by the Poor Clare sisters. We are proudly a school that is immersed in Catholic tradition. Our actions, words and values reflect the gospel values that are strongly influenced by the traditions of St. Clare and St. Francis of Assisi. Our college motto is Deus Meus et Omnia, which means my God in all things. So altogether, these permeate all that we are and do. Our educational learning vision is underpinned by valuing integrity, inspiring excellence. The school is a place where being a young woman is celebrated. We endeavour to teach your daughters to be strong, independent and resilient individuals. Our aim is to accompany the girls through their spiritual, emotional, academic and personal growth. We guide, nurture and mentor the girls as they jump through the many challenges created for them by our changing and demanding global society. We are future focused and hence we strive to prepare them for the world beyond these walls. We have a holistic approach to learning with gifted education and learning support programs to cater for students with a wide range of interests and ability. We actively seek partnerships with tertiary institutions, industry and the broader community to ensure authentic learning for students that will take place in and beyond the classroom. Each girl has her own unique story to tell, and the most effective education comes from participation, collaboration and conscious engagement. Here at St. Clair's, we take great pride in building quality, positive relationships, teaching students to be respectful, responsible, independent, critical and creative thinkers and strong young women. Having a sense of community and working collaboratively with others, providing a safe and secure environment, caring for our environment, and ensuring high standards and expectations across all areas of their education and well-being to give every girl the opportunity to reach her personal excellence and develop every aspect of her whole person. Beginning high school is a huge step, and I dare say that many, if not all the girls, are more than ready for this exciting challenge, even though it may also be a little daunting. At St. Clair's, we ensure a smooth and happy transition into high school. Our priority is to make certain that each student feels she belongs and that this is her second home, so to speak. We have designed specific support programs and integration activities to allow this to happen. Our college is unique in that we ensure we know each and every girl well. Our house deans work very closely with the homeroom teachers and the students in their house groups. This enables us to focus on individual needs, develop a strong sense of belonging, and provide a wide range of opportunities for our students. Peer support, which we call Housemates, is a special program to support Year 7 students' transition into high school, which makes it both manageable and enjoyable. This complements our pastoral care and wellbeing program, which is tailored to meet the needs of each year group. The program is regularly modified and evaluated. To complement this program, we have an effective student behaviour management policy, which is based on the principles of restorative practices. It focuses on relationships, responsibility and relevance. This means we provide our students with high support and high control. We work collaboratively to problem solve and be forward thinking. At St. Clair's, we believe that positive relationships lead to improved well-being and in turn, high academic outcomes. Now, being a parent myself, I know how rewarding and fulfilling this role is. And I also know just how challenging it can be at times. So I would like to share with you some parenting myths, in particular about girls. These are good to be aware of. My daughter will have the same experience I had at school. Well, all I can say is that it's very different today and it's constantly changing, so we need to be aware of this. My daughter's perception is the absolute truth and her intentions are always noble. If I may advise, just pause and take the time to recall when you were at school. Do you recall what you were like and what you got up to? My daughter's happiness is a sign that I am a good parent. Hopefully this is true. However, this is a critical time for us as parents. We cannot afford to be complacent. We should and need to keep our eyes and ears open, be there and know who their friends are, where they are going, and what they are doing, yet still allow them a certain amount of freedom and trust. This is indeed difficult to achieve, and it will be a constant balancing act. I strongly advise having boundaries in place. My daughter tells me everything. The reality is sometimes yes and sometimes no. My daughter's brain is fully developed and so can make adult decisions. Not just yet. Don't rush them into adulthood. As much as possible, encourage them to enjoy their age and all that is related to their age. All too soon, they will be young adults. Consequently, it is important to work with us to give the girls the greatest opportunities. And sometimes this can mean some tough love. Whilst it's very important to support your daughter, It is also important not to make excuses for her or to cover up for her. It is normal to make mistakes as long as she learns from them and is prepared to face the impact of her choices. This is a normal part of growing up. I want to share with you this beautiful poem that really sums up the relationship between the home and the school very well. The author is anonymous and it's titled Parents and Teachers Working Together. I dreamed I stood in a studio and watched two sculptors there. The clay they used was a young child's mind, and they fashioned it with care. One was a teacher. The tools being used were books and music and art. One was a parent with a guiding hand and a gentle, loving heart. Day after day, the teacher toiled with touch that was deft and sure, while the parent laboured just as hard and polished and smoothed it over. When at last their task was done, they were proud of what they wrought, for the things they had moulded into the child could neither be sold nor bought, and both agreed they would have failed if they worked alone, for behind the parent stood the school, and behind the teacher, the home. We believe at St. Clair's that St. Clair's is a place that is educating young women who will be the leaders of tomorrow. We are proud that you have chosen our school as your preferred school for your daughter's education. And we will make every effort to ensure that your daughters are happy, safe, well-educated, valued members of our community who are successful. I hope that you enjoy your time with us. This is indeed a very special place, and I'm sure you'll be captivated by the wonderful opportunities that are provided. I look forward to meeting you all and working with you over the next 6 years. It is with pleasure that I introduce you to our next speaker, Mrs. Belinda Dixon, our Director of WellBeing. Thank you for your virtual attendance this evening, and again, welcome to our St. Clair's College community.
Hello and welcome. My name's Belinda Dixon and I'm the Director of Wellbeing here at St. Clair's. I'd like to speak briefly about some of the initiatives that we have and some of the orientation days that we have set up for your daughters. So our first visit to St. Clair's is actually this Friday on the 6th of November. Now, it's a bit different from our normal orientation day, but you'll notice that the girls have a short day, and we ask them that we have our day starting at 9 o'clock. So if your daughter could arrive anywhere after 8:50 at the Church Street gate, that would be fantastic. Unfortunately, due to current COVID restrictions, parents aren't able to come on site. So if you can just make sure that your daughter is safely picked up and dropped off at Church Street, that would be fantastic. Now, on this day, it's really important that the girls are comfortable, so we encourage them to wear their sports uniform, and obviously they'll be needing any writing equipment and recess for their day. Luckily, there's a bit more fun when it comes to the 27th of November on an actual taster day. The day starts at 9 o'clock again, so if you could drop your daughters off at Church Street at 8:50, that would be fantastic. They'll be greeted there by our student leaders who will then get them into groups and start the day. Now, we ask that again, the girls are in sports uniform, but this time we do have lunch and recess provided. So if you could notify our college of any eating dietary requirements, that would be fantastic. So a little bit of a snapshot when it comes to St. Clair's. We do have a vertical streamed house system. Now, as you can see, we've got 4 houses, and the girls will actually be allocated their houses towards the end of the year, and hopefully they'll get a nice little Christmas card from their house leaders. Essentially, every house has a house dean, and this would be the main point of contact for any of your wellbeing needs and concerns management-wise for your daughter. And obviously, they'll be introduced to this teacher on their first full official day in 2021. Now, soon coming your way, you'll notice administration-wise that an information pack will come containing your Opal cards as well as any vaccinations. So girls are vaccinated at 2 different stages during the year, so the information is quite necessary and the process actually starts earlier than usual this year. So if you could promptly get this information to us, that would be great. Another thing that we actually utilise at school is lockers, so to make sure that the girls have their locker, and this will all be issued to them during the orientation process in their first few days. This way they can actually place their bags, their equipment and all necessary items that they don't need every single lesson in their lockers. Now, when it comes to the orientation week, our first official day of high school for our Year 7 students is Thursday the 28th of January. It's here that the students will get to meet their deans, they'll meet their new classmates, and they'll get to meet their homeroom teachers and a few members of staff. Our orientation day really tries to make sure that students feel safe. They feel as though they have the space to themselves so they can get to know where classrooms are without the whole school body present. Ways in which you can communicate. We do use Compass, and Compass actually has and contains your daughter's attendance, timetable, daily messages and reminders. It has sports information and assessment information. So it's a great tool to actually have a snapshot of what your daughter's day is like. Other forms of information is that we do have our website and our college newsletter that's actually distributed once a fortnight. When it comes to contacting deans and teachers, one of the preferred methods is email. And phone calls, obviously we do have phone calls, and any contact should actually be made via the student office. And we please really do encourage, we do want our students to be resilient. If you could not call your daughter during learning time, that would be fantastic as well. Speaking of resilience, we do have a very strong pastoral care program that is built all around positive psychology, and it's tailored to meet the needs of the Year 7 cohort. We know that every student is unique and every cohort will be unique as well. But our clear focus is obviously on respectful relationships, navigating new technologies like social media, and making sure that our girls are resilient, respectful, and show responsibility in their daily actions. Some of the key events for your daughter during the year will definitely be the orientation program, and much to their excitement, I'm sure, is a 3-day camp. Now, the camp is close by, but it is great to see the initiatives and the themes that usually they can explore, which is all about transitioning and all about resilience. Obviously, we do have vaccinations, and moving throughout the year, as will be explored, we do have NAPLAN and we do have parent-teacher interviews when it comes to Term 2. Term 3, we again see St Clair's Day, and our Term 4 focus is all about gratitude, making sure that we're thankful for the things and the people in our lives. Thank you so much for your time. I'm here to answer any questions that you have, so please ask. Thank you.
Good evening everyone, my name is Michael Burton. I'm the Leader of Innovation here at St Clair's College. I'll just take you through a few of the exciting things that are in line for the girls for 2021, and one of the initiatives we've had over the last few years is the integrated projects which occur across years 7 and 8, and they run across numerous subjects, and they have a 1-term duration. So as you can see here, we have Term 2. Our driving question for the project is it time to become post-Earth pioneers? So this is a space project, and it runs through the entirety of Term 2, and the girls are working on that driving question in maths, science, technology, and then other subjects as we integrate them, depending on how they fit in with that driving question. So we had a great project just finished. We actually ran this in Term 3 this year due to COVID, and we only finished at the end of the last term. It was fantastic. We had Alice Bowman, who's the Missions Operation Manager from the New Horizons project in the States. She zoomed in and launched the project with us, and it was a really great experience for the girls. So we had some wonderful presentations, and you can see those on our YouTube channel. See some of the ways the girls engage with that driving question. So that's the first exciting, not the first exciting thing, but that's happening in Term 2 of 2021. And as part of that project, this year we used a 3D animation team called Block 42. And that was very successful, so we're using that again next year. And the Block 42 team work with the students to create 3D animations that integrate into the project. So it was pretty exciting, and the girls really enjoyed it. So that's another wonderful thing that they can look forward to next year. Term 3, all students, or we offer it to all students, we're involved in the NCSS Challenge. That's the National Computer Science School Challenge, and that involves learning to code through a series of challenges. The girls use Python. Some girls choose the Blockly option, but for the most part, the girls learn how to use Python in solving these challenges. So it's a great way for the girls to get involved in, learn about coding, and get involved in an activity that will lead to a badging opportunity. And I'm sure they'll be mentioned at other times throughout this evening. And term 4 of 2021, the last 2 years we've run a project based on the native stingless bees with our Year 7 students. The driving question is sustainability, whose responsibility, but that has been under the investigation into the life of the native stingless bee. And as you enter the college, you'll see we have 2 beehives just located inside the front wall, and those beehives are doing very well, and we're very pleased that the locations the girls have chosen for the beehives are the right locations, and that's part of the project. Investigating, or knowing more about the life of the bee, and investigating can the college sustain a beehive and where that beehive should be located. Now we have 2 beehives now, so we probably will take the project in a different direction in 2021, so it may not be the native stingless bees, but it may be another aspect of sustainability that we'll be investigating. So it's, again, a whole term project. It started off as a STEM project, but we've brought some other subjects into it over the last 12 months. So we're continually evolving the projects to try and make it the best learning experience for our students, and to try and connect them across subjects, so the subjects are not sitting as silos, that they connect with each other, and also to give them opportunities for those skills that we know are so important. Critical thinking, creativity, collaboration. And collaboration's a big one, because some of the girls don't like working in teams, they prefer to work on their own, but that's, as we all know, that's a crucial part of life after school, so it's something we need to be constantly developing in our students. I might also mention we don't do a project in term 1 because term 1's just full on. You know, it's a time when the girls are transitioning from primary school to secondary school, so we need to just give them time to breathe, to get into the rhythm of a high school, and then we get into the projects in term 2. So they get a term just to settle, get used to the place, and get their head around what's going on. As I mentioned before, our YouTube channel, we put up a lot of stuff on our YouTube channel, so if you get time, visit the channel, have a look at the videos, and you'll see many of the things, even with the impact of COVID this year, that we've still been able to do. Okay, and there are highlights of all the projects on there. The nuts and bolts of, I guess, the technology that we have at the college, we have a BYODD policy. There's a copy of that on the college website. The 2 devices that the girls are asked to choose from, and that's the MacBook Air and the MacBook Pro. They don't have to be the latest version, but they have to, obviously, the battery needs to last for the whole day. That's one of our biggest issues with the devices as they get older, and that's something you need to consider when you're looking at a device for your daughter for 2021. As I said, it doesn't have to be a new one, so no need to go and spend $2,000 or $1,500. But certainly making sure your battery is capable of lasting throughout the day is very important. On the BYODD policy, you'll find on the website there are some requirements around the device, but you can look at that at your leisure. But I'd advise you to do that at some point between now and 2021. The most important aspect of the students using technology at the college revolves around the student's acceptable use agreement. Again, that's on the college website, and that comes direct from Sydney Catholic Schools. So students need to read it, parents need to read it, students need to abide by that policy, because that guides everything we do at the college that's related to technology, social media, everything. So if there are issues down the track, we always come back to that policy, and on the understanding that you and your child have read it, you've read it together would be the best option, and you understand the implications and the responsibilities of using technology in the college. Okay, so that's, I couldn't be any stronger than that, to visit the college website. Make sure you read the policy with your daughter and you understand what's expected of technology use inside the college. The learning resources we use Google Suite for Education, and most students will be familiar with that prior to coming into the college. Okay, so that won't be any surprise to any of the students. It's very common across both department platforms and Sydney Catholic schools, primary schools, so no change really. So it'll be steady as she goes for the girls who have come from Catholic schools and from state schools. For the girls who have come from Catholic schools, you will keep your CENet login and your email. That stays with you. You will need to be aware that your password may change over the school holidays. So please monitor your school email over the holidays. Change your password as required. If for some reason you forget your password on the first day, that's okay. You can come and see our Internet Officer, Mr. Johnson, or Miss Naum, who's in the hub, and they will log a job with Sydney Catholic Schools. That usually takes 2 or 3 days to get some action on, so it's advisable that you remember your password and that you do change it over the holidays. For those students who are coming from outside the system generates passwords and emails for you that usually are available to us on the first day, but we're reliant on the system, so that can, if it's delayed a day or two, there's no problem there. That'll be issued by the college. Some of our supplementary learning resources, we have EBSCO. That's more for the senior students. That is access to the high-level databases around the globe. Britannica for 7, 8, 9 is what we use, Britannica Online. And we have ClickView, which is online video resources. It's very comprehensive. And all students in Year 7 have access to Adobe Creative Cloud, which gives them access to Photoshop and all those Adobe platforms that are so useful and so readily used in visual arts. One question I always get asked by parents is how do we keep students safe online? Well, that all comes through Sydney Catholic Schools. They use Z-Scalar content filtering. We have a ESafety program that runs through our pastoral care, which Ms Dixon will probably talk to you about. And we also have a cyber safety page of tips on the student site. We're constantly reminding the students about their obligations in using technology appropriately. I don't think there is a more educated group of students coming through now. Students are well aware, coming through primary schools, of what they should do, what they shouldn't do. But kids being kids, things happen and they make mistakes. When mistakes are made, we try and make that a learning experience for the student and help them move on from that. But as always, we come back to the student acceptable use agreement. So keeping people safe online, students safe online, it's taken care of through Sydney Catholic Schools. But at the end of the day, there's nothing better than having parents who are aware of what their students are doing online at home, having constant conversations with your children. As we all know, whether you're adults or kids, there's the online world's a minefield, and we always need to be very careful in negotiating and navigating our way through that space. So it's just life, and we just need to be working with our students, our parents, working together to try and keep our kids safe in the online world. Probably the best place I could advise for parents is the parent portal that the ESafety Commissioner has. That's a great place to go, where you can find out what are the latest things that you need to be aware of as a parent, where are the issues for students. And there are so many platforms that are emerging constantly. I can't keep up with them. No one can. So the ESafety Commissioner, that's their job. They keep up with these things and they put information out for parents and teachers, and that helps us educate our students and our teachers about what's appropriate and what's available. Okay, so please spend some time on that portal. and make yourself aware of the many obstacles that are out there for our children. And finally, how do you stay connected with what's happening at the college? Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. There's so much stuff. We honestly put up so much content and so many things. Anything that's happening in the college. Instagram, Twitter and Facebook are the best places to go, and you can keep up to date. I've got a learning blog that I update regularly, and the connections to the stories we put up there, the learning experiences available for our students, come up through those social media platforms. And our newsletter comes out every fortnight, and links to the newsletter are always through the social media platforms, and you'll also get those alerts via email. So I think that pretty much covers it. If you've got any questions around devices or anything related to technology or our projects, please feel free to email me at any time, and you can do that through info@stclares, and that email will get passed on to me. Okay, so thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the evening.
Hello everyone, my name is Chris Moudis and I am the Director of Learning and Teaching here at St Clair's. I'm here to present to you some brief information in and around assessment and curriculum as we begin in 2021 for our new Year 7 students. I know it can become somewhat overwhelming to hear all this information. However, we'll touch on a few little points briefly tonight. However, early next year we will have a Stage 4 curriculum and assessment evening where we can go through in detail many of the matters that we're covering today. Beginning next year, the school day will start at 8:40 a.m. each day and 8:45 for homeroom. Students will attend 5 one-hour lessons per day across their curriculum pattern. We have a big focus in and around attendance and punctuality, and we ensure that students and monitor if students are attending a minimum of 85% of days, and we'd like to ensure that students are only taking days if they're legitimately sick. So we encourage students to be here at school every day for learning. We have a large focus around authentic learning to make sure that our learning is focused on real world for our students. We provide an assessment booklet that outlines all the assessment policy procedures and dates of assessment tasks, and that will be provided early in the new year. We sort of advise that students in Year 7 should be completing roughly around 1 hour to 1.5 hours of homework per evening. We have a fairly strong learning support department for students that need support in any of their learning. I'll touch on our Newman stream in a moment, and we also have parent-teacher meetings in Terms 2 and Term 4 to provide feedback on your daughter's progress. Year 7 students study subjects, a broad range of subjects: religion, English, mathematics, science, history, music, visual arts, technology, and PDHPE. All these subjects are compulsory, and those students get a wide variety of learning experiences within each of those courses. In Year 8, students will then be able to choose a language, French or Italian. Finally, I just wanted to briefly touch on the Newman selective program. We have had parents nominate students for this, as well as we will be planning our Newman stream based around the Orwell testing that will be conducted this Friday. We will review all the results in terms of particular standards that are set, and then we place students within that Newman selective stream. And we'll have, again, further information in and around that coming through early in the new year. So I know that that's just a little brief overview of assessment and curriculum. However, I'll be available this evening for questions, but also in the new year we will have a more detailed curriculum and assessment information evening where we'll provide in-depth information around learning here at St Clair's. I welcome you and thank you for your interest this evening. Thanks.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Kerry McDiarmid and I'm the Deputy Principal here at St Clair's College. A very warm welcome to everybody here tonight. I just wanted to have a bit of a conversation with you tonight about our expectations and run you through some of the co-curricular opportunities that exist here for the girls at St Clair's. We do have high expectations of all students at the school. It is expected that girls are active participants in all aspects of college life. We really want them to embrace the opportunities that they have here. And we also want them to remember to value learning and to value the safe and respectful community that we have here at the college. We do have strong rules and expectations in terms of discipline for the girls, but we also do adopt a restorative focus. So when you look through our wellbeing and discipline policies, you will notice that we do have an emphasis on accountability, but we do have an emphasis also on restorative practice. We understand that young people make mistakes, and it's important that they learn from those. So the engagements that they have on the playground or with each other and the mistakes that they make are part of growing up, and we want girls to have an understanding that this is all part of the learning journey. Our uniform at the school is a representation of us, and it reflects the college community as a whole. So as such, we do have high expectations from the girls in terms of their uniform. And you will notice that there is a summer, winter and sport uniform. There is an outline of the expectations in terms of the girls wearing those to and from school. There's a blazer that the girls will need to purchase and wear during the winter months. And it is also an opportunity for the girls to engage in co-curricular sport, and there will be uniforms attached to those as well. Uniform fittings are run by our fabulous Linda Furker in the uniform shop. We have a uniform shop here on site, and there are opportunities for you to be booking in for uniform fittings in November and also in December. So please take note of the times that are outlined for you, and you need to make sure that you are contacting Linda so that you can make a booking so that we can fit you in for the uniforms for 2021. We always get asked questions around what are the extra co-curricular opportunities that are available to students, and there are a number of things that the girls can get involved in. One of them is coding club. We have a sun sprint challenge that the girls can get involved in. We also have debating. We have a study hub that the girls can participate in after school. This is an opportunity for them to actually get some help from older students or from the teachers who might be in the library. So it's an opportunity for them to consolidate their understanding around homework and assessment, and people are there for them so that they can help them through that process. We have a number of co-curricular sport activities. Sport is run in-house at St Clair's. Our PDHPE department will run sport through the timetable for the girls. But there is also opportunities for them to participate in both co-curricular sport, which is more social. It has a competitive edge, but they are able to form a team and engage in a more social type of sports situation. But there's also opportunities for the girls to get involved in CGSSA sport, and this is more competitive sport, where the girls can choose to try out for a team and engage in competitions with other schools around our area and around Sydney Catholic schools. There's also opportunities for them to then progress to regional, state and national levels in those sporting fields. So in term one, for our CG sports and our co-curricular sports, we have cricket, touch football, swimming, soccer, basketball, cross country and gymnastics in term 2. In term 3, we have netball, AFL, athletics and dance. And in term 4, volleyball, water polo, tennis and aquathon. So there's lots of opportunities for the girls to get involved. There are other sports that sit outside of that too, if the girls are interested in trialling. And our PDHPE department will guide them through that process during the orientation period. Our social teams for co-curricular sport, there are no tryouts required for these. There's a registration fee. We don't do Saturday sport at the college. These are often in the afternoons. The girls meet, they train, they get organised for their sport, and they have a good time in a social setting. So the Sports teachers will go through this process with the girls, and they can get a feel for what it means to participate in a more social type of sport through our co-curricular opportunities. There are also co-curricular opportunities for the performing arts. So we have senior band, junior band, we have musical theatre, we have choir, a cappella, rock band, and the girls can also engage in a musical tuition experience where they can learn to play a musical instrument or engage in singing lessons. So there's plenty of opportunities for the girls to get involved in co-curricular activities at the school. So this gives you a little bit of a snapshot and an overview of some of the things that we have on offer, an overview of our curriculum, our wellbeing structure, and we will be engaging with the girls in some testing this week, and then later on in the term the girls will have an opportunity to come into the college and get to know each other and ourselves as they participate in an orientation day. We're really looking forward to meeting each and every one of them. But moving forward now, this is an opportunity for you to digest some of that information that you've been given and to ask any questions that you might have. We're here to answer any questions that you have of us. So feel free to put those questions into the chat. Thank you.
Welcome back, everybody. Unfortunately, due to unforeseen circumstances, we are unable to take questions at this time. We will send through a Google form to parents tomorrow, which will allow you to ask any questions, and we will respond to your questions by sending through a frequently asked question sheet. Early next week, you'll receive additional information regarding stage 2 of orientation, because due to COVID restrictions, we will be able to conduct this but once the HSC has concluded. Furthermore, thank you, good night, and go the Blues.